Chapter 9. The night was still alive as much work was being done at Monte, deep within the puzzled land of mountains where the dragons roam, and not many but all feared to go. If any being is found in Monte that does not belong, normally it is killed or sent to slave work for Jraigon. But if there is any that is found roaming, it is because they are lost, trying to escape. Their only place on Cretan, where the land is dark with its reddish-black surroundings and barely living lynches set about the trails as if they were planted there, highly unstable and thirsty for blood. Monte is known for being a place where none return. Jraigon, a large and dark hunter green and deep navy blue colored dragon, called out as he entered on all fours into Jraigon's huge domain, secluded deep within a high mountain just west of Agri. "What is it, Fedu?" Jraigon's voice echoed the dark room. Fedu could see well in the dark, but the pitch blackness of the room was making things appear invisible. "The prophet has come," Fedu responded. Flow! A gush of hot wind was instantly heard. Fire spat from the lips of Jraigon up to the ceiling in a forceful ball of flames, hitting a chandelier made of other creatures' bones, illuminating the room of stone. There was nothing tasteful whatsoever about this domain as he sat in a skeleton jaw seat. The tongue was ripped out and replaced for seating. The front fangs at the bottom were removed for Jraigon's legs and crafted for armrest on the bottom row of teeth. Top half of the skull pointed upwards, filled with comfortable padding where the roof of his mouth would have been for Jraigon's backrest. The two back lower teeth on both sides were removed and places at the bottom of the skeleton in the back to angle his seat at an incline for upright seating. "Where did you get that information?" Jraigon inquired. "One of the gargoyles informed me," answered Fedu. "How many come with the prophet?" He didn't say, but he did say their king made an announcement just a few hours ago. "Shall we send a fleet to exterminate them all?" Fedu asked. "No. If they say this is their prophet, then the true prophet is with them, and she must not be harmed. I have other plans." "My lord." Blow! Jraigon spat flames towards Fedu. Blow! Ah! Fedu closed his eyes in pain as the fireball struck the side of his face. "Don't question me," Jraigon said calmly to Fedu. "Besides, they'll come to me. You can't kill what you can't find. Scout a few dragons on the trail to ambush them, but don't kill the girl. Bring her to me." "And if it is more than one?" asked Fedu. "Bring them all to me," instructed Jraigon. "Is she special?" asked Fedu. "She is more than special. With her blood, I can create many like I, and can extend the dragon colony even farther than where it is now. Curious female dragons have tried to breed children of mine, but my seed will not take, for the egg is unreachable, I suppose. Different species died in the process. My phallus is too large for any mortal female. Their body is unfit to suit the child, and it kills her before it can sustain her own life source. But I shall breed her. I will start the newest line of dragons that will break the limitations of just the large-sized dragons." "Why her? Why not another girl? A girl that's not destined to take your life?" asked Fedu. "Because this girl is an immortal," Jraigon answered. "Will you kill her afterwards?" wondered Fedu. "No, he's the last of her kind. I doubt I can mate with her, my own children after her. The blood may be too strong, and besides, it makes no sense to be blessed with a dirt pot of jewels and complain about the filth. I doubt she'll give me too many problems. She's been around for a while, and if she does, I'll keep her until I'm fed up with her." "You can also spread her bloodline to other females through other men," suggested Fido. "I know, I will not really be trying to resort to that though, as that would dilute my triumph as being disgraceful and distasteful and desperate, which would instill question to my lordship. Everything I do must be done with preparation and patience. I have awaited this day since the prophecy was written, said Jraigon. What of the outcome? The inevitable has no volition, asked Fedu. Yes, you are right. Destiny is unstoppable, but he threw out his pointer finger and continued. When the future can be seen, it can be changed, and I have seen the future. You have? Fedu raised his head in question. The scroll, you idiot, Jraigon said as he stood to his feet. Jraigon was a fearsome-looking individual, the only dragon alive with the partial figure of a man. His slightly dark red skin was smooth in the front, but his whole backside consisted of small scales of a much darker red, inch-long fingernails black as coal. The end of his tail formed into a 3-inch-long spike that was black as nails. His bone structure was completely black, like the horns atop his head that very slightly tilted backwards. He stepped beside his seat, his tail sliding like a snake from its hole in the lower back of his chair. The hole made for comfort, so he wouldn't be sitting on where he sat down. Behind the chair, he grabbed the scroll, opened it, and read, Strength, skill, magic, and wisdom. Jraigon's rule shall be no more, for his plans to spread the impure upon the land straight towards the core, the heart of the land, the end of man, the darkest time of Cretan. They'll call him Lord as dragons soar upon 2 legs instead of 4. Doesn't that mean your plans have been exposed? Asked Fedu. Jraigon held up the scroll and replied, There is no copy of this other than the top section. He pointed, showing the top that had been torn off long ago. I killed a whole tribe of immortals for the scroll and left the top. Why? Because what was seen is still to come. The top was just art, so I left it, so it would let me know of the day I changed destiny, so I am prepared for the outcome. I understand, said Fedu, grasping only his logic. They don't know what's to fully come, so things can play out to the one that does. Correct, responded Jraigon. Fedu turned to do as he was told. Fedu? Called Jraigon. Yes. Fedu turned his head back to see what he wanted. Gather the dragons atop the western peaks. I'll let them know myself. And of the slaves? Asked Fedu. Get Zar to watch over them, instructed Jraigon. Fedu left, flying off to spread the word. The large beasts gathered. Flames ignited in every angle, like an active volcano. Their movements shook the ground as they roughly played and roared at one another. Jraigon flew to them, landing on a higher peak above the dragons to be easily seen and heard by all. Children, Jraigon called and waited for silence. When all was quiet, he spoke. We will have some visitors coming soon, and they are to be led through unharmed until I say otherwise. When I say kill them, you are to make sure their bodies never leave, but the females are to be brought to me. Is this understood? He looked about their faces and heard no dissension. Good, he nodded, his approval at their loyalty. All the dragons then dissipated. The plan was set, and Jraigon most unequivocally had the upper hand. All there was left now was the timing, and timing was everything.